All right, just a heads up, the meeting is being recorded. So if you do not want to be recorded, this is your opportunity to jump off the meeting. Otherwise, this is the Agent Gateway Community Meeting for Wednesday, July 22nd of 2026. We have our agenda for today. Let me go ahead and share my desktop and we'll get into it. All right, Abe, thanks for being our scribe for today. Let me get this one out of the way. Google Meet. All right, so as we usually do, I want to take a second. Oh, no, I guess Abe is just in attendance. He's not scribing. I misread that. So yeah, if anyone can, feel free to add yourself as a scribe to help with taking notes. Otherwise, I'll try to do my best job to host and scribe. But we'd like to take an opportunity to welcome any new folks to the meeting. So if you are new, I'd like to introduce yourself. I'll pause here for a second and feel free to speak up, or if you feel more comfortable doing so in the chat window, you can do that as well. All right. And then we're going to start this pattern as well of every week, kind of going back to our action items from the previous meeting and making sure we're doing what we're saying we're going to do. Added to the agenda for next week. So I did, I don't think we're going to be able to do issue triage for this week, so I could kind of roll that over. But the roadmap, which we surface as a milestone for the project, I did add that to today's agenda. And we're going to spend some time going through that release milestone to make sure everyone understands what we're trying to get done here in the near future. And then we'll repeat this pattern as well, just making sure we cover the roadmap and maybe just bounce back and forth between doing like issue triage, PR triage, and then reviewing the roadmap on a regular cadence. The other one we have, let's see, to next week's agenda. Okay, which I did, and I don't know if we have John or Keith here today to discuss this PR 2473. Let's see here. Hey, Keith, I mentioned you on this PR 2473 because I see that you did a review. So if you have a moment, if you kind of take a look, this is a carryover from last week where Abe is doing some work with LMD benchmark and had some questions about how binds are being changed by PR 2473. Abe, if you're on mute, do you mind maybe taking a second and just doing a quick recap of your question here? Is Abe here?
If he's not, no worries. I appreciate the bump. I'll make sure I take a look and follow up on this. Thanks for the call out.
Yep.
I want to ask my benchmark deploy agent gateway using a configuration with file and services blocked side by side. So after gateway migration, does services still work as a sibling field or does it move inside the gateway definition?
Yeah, but it's kind of hard. You're sounding pretty robotic there. So maybe some of the background noise too. So let's do this. So Keith is kind of taking it as an action item. Keith, if you can, maybe if you don't mind adding to the action items your name and that you're just going to kind of follow up with a response for PR 2473. I'd appreciate that. The next topic we have, and again, feel free, we have a pretty light agenda for today, so although it may take a little bit of time going through this milestone here, let me click on it. We've got our release 140 that is scheduled. It's scheduled for tomorrow, but Keith, I reached out to John before the call asking if he felt like this was still a target, and he mentioned something along the lines of he thought this was targeted more for like the 27th. So it sounds like as a action item as well, we need to go back and potentially update this target date. Do you have any insight on the target date, Keith?
27th is what I've heard up until this point. So next Tuesday. Thursday tomorrow might be tough.
Yeah.
I know there are a couple of things you want to get into light, like the headroom work and the new agent gateway model API. That'd be really good to get into 1.4 and not have to wait for another month. So if you can do next Tuesday, that'd probably be preferable.
Yeah. Let's and I don't have permissions to edit this issue, so let's just let me take a second here. I'm going to add an action item for myself. Okay, that's correct date. And I'm going to say update v1.4.0 mile 727. All right, so we'll go ahead update to the 27th of July. And as we kind of go through this list here, we've got the first issue that we're tracking for the release is a new feature, add Microsoft Entra ID as a native MCP authentication provider. And looks like this is from a Yogesh. So if Yogesh is on, thank you, Yogesh. And when I look at the PR that's linked to this issue, or this is the PR that's linked to the issue, looks like we've got some really good reviews, and that Yogesh has resolved most of the review feedback over the last few weeks, and that we're just waiting for the final round of reviews. And then there's also some documentation that needs to be added to the website repo. So this is, it looks like it's in a good state. The bedrock guardrails. Copy link address. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. You're presenting. Stop sharing. I want to just share my desktop. Hold on a second, because I'm jumping around a little bit more than what I thought I would. Let me just share my desktop. All right. I wonder if I could do something here really quick. Give me a second. Issues, milestones. Can I change this now? No, still can't. Okay. All right. So the bedrock guardrails, it's a detect only, or an observe instead of enforce mode. And we've got a PR against this. Let's see where we're at. John has done a review of it in the last week. If anyone else is interested in this feature, please kind of jump in and take a look at it. Feel free to provide any review comments, but it looks like it's moving along. So there's anyone that has more insight to this, feel free to speak up. Otherwise, I think generally it looks like it's on track. That it has a lot of good momentum to it, so that's promising. Where are we at here? Let's jump back to this mile. Right. Milestone. So add support for Bedrock Mantle. I had pinged Nathan, who is assigned this, and I got a sense from him that we were not on track to have this done here by 1/4. If anyone else has any more context to that, otherwise I suspect that shortly after this call, I'll be updating to this issue to retarget post 1/4. Vertex support native, generate content endpoint. When using Vertex for runs all Gemini requests. Okay. We do have a PR linked. And, a lot of updates to it. John's reviewed. Let's see here. Yesterday. All right. So we're getting some good momentum on this PR as well. So I think we could stick with this being 1/4. Again, if anyone has any additional context to this or any of these issues, PRs that we're just kind of quickly reviewing, feel free to chime in. Let's see here. AI guardrail backend. So it looks like some improvements on the guardrail API. Okay, can this be closed out? Okay. So let me take an action to circle back with Jacob and confirm that this can be closed out. So this looks like maybe this is just going to come off the board. And it looks like it's going to come off the board. Let's see, 2211. Guy guardrail rest type and backend e number. Because it was implemented. Yeah, so it looks like this has been implemented.
This this didn't end up getting fully taken all the way across the line. The types are in, but the logic didn't end up getting prioritized. So I think there's still a branch. I might have probably closed the PR, but I think there's still a branch that had the logic, and there were some outstanding questions. So I haven't had a chance to come back around to it.
No worries. So if you could do me a favor, and if I could find where the chat window is, Jacob, there's the issue. Can you do me a favor and just add a note in the issue with what you shared?
Yep.
Oh, thank you. All right. So so it sounds like the guardrail backend is in progress. Jacob, let me ask you this then. Should the way that I interpret this issue is that it's, it's a fully functioning feature, and since it's not there, do we feel like we need to retarget this for post 1/4?
Yeah, I don't think I've got the plans to have this prioritized urgently at the moment. There's no logic behind it. So the types are there. They should be marked not implemented. But 1/4 seems unlikely.
Yep. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I kind of had that feeling, but just wanted to make sure. So, so let's retarget this as well. And one other last aspect of this issue, is this something that you're committed to taking all the way to the finish line? Or if so, I was going to say, if you just assign yourself to the issue as well. And if not, then let's leave it unassigned. And if this is a priority for the project, then we need to figure out as a following step who should be assigned to it.
Yeah, I don't think I have the bandwidth to commit to taking it over the line right now. So I would rather stay unassigned from it.
Yeah, we could kind of work through the assignee as a follow-on step. So yeah, if you just add a note to it, I'd appreciate it, and then I can take it from there. All right, thanks for that, Jacob. Allow enabling read-only UI for standalone. Okay, so this is requested. I don't think it seems like okay. So we've got this this issue. No one's assigned. There's no PRs. John's giving it the thumbs up. It looks like there's some other folks here that from the community that have that are interested in this feature as well. So I guess first thing is we need to change the milestone, because if we don't have anyone assigned and no PRs, unless someone wants to jump in, you know, feel free to speak up if you want to take this on. But I think this needs to get pushed out. So I'll take that as an action item to get this pushed out to the next release, or the following release, to 1.4.
Yeah, I don't think I can make it for 1.4, but I'm pretty deep in this space right now, and so I'm happy to take this one on.
Oh, cool. Then if you don't mind helping me out, my friend, you know, post this in the chat window just so you have it in front of you. If you don't mind assigning yourself and then moving the milestone, if you think 1.5 is reasonable, just punt it to the next milestone, and we can manage it from there. Cool. Thank you again, Jacob.
I don't actually have authorship to assign myself or change milestones.
Neither do I. So if Keith is still on, this is something. Let me take an action item here. Cool. All right. Well, then we can circle back around to this to change the milestone and have you assign and so forth. I'll take that as an action to make that happen here. All right. Let's see. Use case: role-based LLM consumption. Okay, this is something that John created. Intended to track a collection of other issues. Okay. So it looks like we could support most of this functionality, but we still have a few remaining gaps. The rate limit cannot be applied per user. Okay. Document. Okay. Hello. Oh wow, this is pretty old.
Yeah, I thought it was 2026, and then I thought
Yeah.
2025.
Jackie, I was doing the same thing. I had to double check. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah. So yeah, this is pretty old. But let's see here. Do we have some movement on it here recently? I mean, looks like we keep punting this thing. from 1.3 to 1.4, June 10th. I don't think John's on the call. John, if you are, feel free to speak up on what we want to do. Otherwise, I think we put this as well. So, all right. User kit. Okay. Agent gateway does not return X-ray limited headers. All right. 1.4. Oh, it's a bug too. So this should definitely be prioritized here. Let me just fast forward here. And this has been punted a few different times too. And it's assigned to John. I'll take an action to circle with John. It sounds like he's not on this call. I'll circle back with him to see if it's something that he can still handle. And if not, maybe it's something I pick up. If anyone else wants to pick this up, feel free to add a comment here. And then when I circle back to it, I could always assign you instead of myself. So yeah, that'd be much appreciated. I have a feeling John just has not had time to circle back to this. So it could be a good opportunity to help the project out. Anywho, all right. So last but not least, fully implement. Okay. All right. Let's see here. So this is something that I created back in the spring just to ensure that we are fully implementing the Gateway API Inference Extension endpoint picker protocol. And just see where are we at with this. Oh, this has been punted a few times. All right. So looks like we've got that PR here. Okay. So this I've got another action item for me. So Abe, thanks for putting this draft PR together. Let me kind of dive into this and see if we can't get this PR out of draft and ready to go for 1.4. And if not, then we'll punt it to 1.5. But I'll definitely get on this. So thanks for your patience and again, I'll take it as an action item to get this thing rolling. Let's see here. All right, so we made it through the issues that we had tagged for the 1.4 release. We've updated the new target to July 27th. So there's some cleanup I have to do after the call here, but I think we're in a good space right now after we do the cleanup. Seems like many of these issues are at a point where PRs are well reviewed, and so that's looking very positive. Is there anything for 1.4 that is missing that should be added? Okay. And then what we'll do as a community, we'll circle around after 1.4 has been released. If it's not next week, maybe it'll be the following week that we'll circle around to the 1.5 milestone and kind of go through and make sure it looks good as well. We've got the issues on there properly represented, and make sure we're tracking towards the 1.5 release. And like I said, we'll also spend some time, maybe it's the next community call, to kind of go through issues, do some issue triage and so forth. Now with that said, let me jump back to notes for today. All right, I don't see any additional topics added, so I will move down the agenda and see if anyone's interested in hosting next week's meeting. Definitely a good opportunity to help with the project, and if not, then I'll go ahead and assign myself.
To be a host, do you have to be a reviewer or in the project, or what are the requirements for host?
No requirements. Just that you're, a willing participant, and can help navigate the meeting, and we'll be here with you. So if it's something you want to try taking on, Jackie, that'd be big help. And I think, taking on these kind of duties definitely helps kind of go up that ladder of contributor to, being, more involved in the project. So is it something you want to give a try?
Sure, I can take a shot.
Cool, thank you. Are you able to just go ahead and add yourself then for host for our next meeting? And
yes, let me find the doc. Yes.
And then I'll, after the call, I'll prep the agenda for next week's meeting. And again, if anyone has any topics, feel free to add to it. Otherwise, as I mentioned earlier, I think we'll take some time just doing some issue burn down. And that could be a good step forward to help do our standard kind of blocking and tackling for the project responsibilities. All right, before we close things out, any questions, thoughts? Otherwise, we'll call it a meeting and get back to work.
Sorry, Jackie, do you mind sharing your email? Because then I can make you an editor of the Google Doc.
Oh, sure. I'll share it in chat here. Shared.
Thank you.
All right, Marcus, you have Jackie's email before I close out the meeting?
Yeah, I also just added as an editor to the doc, so we should be good for next week.
Awesome.
Cool, thank you.
All right, well, thanks everyone. Appreciate everyone's time and contributions to the project. Jackie, thank you for stepping up for being a host next week, and we'll catch everyone online.
Thanks, Dan.
Bye.
See you guys.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Thanks again.